No bother.
I'm terribly sorry, sometimes
Our assistant Alice is recording this.
Lovely, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh, you are so fangirling right now. That's horrible. Maddie's so
Who's
happy to have
fangirling?
you. Maddie is so happy to have you here, Doc.
Well, I'm glad I could be of service. Hey Maddie, do you want me to show you something I've got on display in my room?
Oh, of course. Give me one moment.
Pardon this.
As he walks off the
He
screen.
walks off the screen. He's gonna grab something.
This one?
Both work, yeah. Do it in a second.
This is something that I have on display on my shelf that I put on a little
Oh, it's one of my Applejack prints.
Aww.
Yes.
Yay.
Along with many of your other prints that you sent to me so nicely so long ago.
Aw, that's...
I even got your business card over here too.
Well, I'm definitely blushing now.
I told you.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm ready whenever you are.
This on.
Is mine on? Hello?
We can both hear you clearly.
Oh no.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Don't you start, Mary, or I will bring out Thunderblight.
I have best microphone.
Nobody cares if you have the best microphone.
They should, because I may be soon.
She said it. She said it.
I said it, yes. Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to our panel. We're kind of winging this, so forgive us for if we go off on random tangents. Yeah, especially this one. It's very random.
Yes, I
She's
can.
very happy to be here in Scotland.
Yes.
BronyScot, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Hello, I am Lightly Bliss. Rainbows make you smile.
Yay!
I can feel your enthusiasm. Wow.
That's not like the vocabulary of the Scottish person.
Also, it's been a long night.
And what do you think of Scotland so far, Lucy?
Y'all are very cheerful.
Yay!
And you say cheers a lot.
Cheers.
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 We only say that when we're toasting to something. In America. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And joining us over Skype is the wonderful, marvelous Dr. Wolf.
Totally.
We are so
not
happy that you were able to do this with us today. But we're very sorry that you're not actually here in person. But we're absolutely delighted that we're able to do this Skype call with you. So, yay.
Okay, how many of you here who has come to mine and Maddie's table, raise your hand asking for Dr. Wolf to be here? Don't be shy, raise your hand. Yeah, and raise your hands. Yeah, yep. Yep, there we go. We got some hands over here.
So,
Yep.
We want you here.
yes, they're saying that they want you here. And not in a creepy way.
It is nice to feel wanted.
It's nice to feel wanted.
One of these days I am going to have to get a passport. But goodness, I have never looked into that.
Yep.
Yep. So in today's panel, we're basically going to discuss various things that inspire us. So, like why we started doing our, our content online. So our YouTube channels and things that inspired us. So, where's the thing? It's right there. And so the first slide, which I will pull up now, as you can see, the question is, what and who inspires us? So there's bullet points there, but we might talk about other things as well. So maybe other YouTubers, artists, writers, movies, books, whatever it might be. So,
Even the show.
Precisely. So I think it's only fair that Lucy goes first. I think.
Oh, I started.
Considering you travelled all the way here, and then Dr. Wolf can go, and then. Well, these guys will be sick of me. Come on. Well, they're not disagreeing.
Well, you kind of are the ambassador of the analysis for this con, so.
I am part of the furniture for this.
You are a Scotty pony, just accept it.
I'm not a pony, I am a doonie. Anyway.
What and who inspires me to do what I do? It's a number of things, really. I mean, I can tell y'all how I got started, but that would take a while. He's part of the blame. The show is heavily much to blame, but Mostly, right now in my current state and how far I've come being in this community, I realize what inspires me to keep doing what I do is really just to see smiles and to see that I actually inspired somebody else to be creative and come up with their own ideas that can entertain or inspire others. It's a constant never-ending cycle to be creative and inspire. Ha! I stole your line. And honestly,
Those make you smile to see. Do you know that?
yeah, I know. It's tattooed to my arm.
Rainbow power.
Rainbow power. Anyway, yeah, a lot of things do inspire me, from my friends to my family to, yes, the My Little Pony show to, I could go on here, but yeah, if I had to really nail it down to my top 3 of what inspires me to keep doing what I do, it would be people that enjoy what I do, that encourage me to keep doing what I do, my friends and my family.
Oh, it's so sappy.
I'm sure Doc could do worse than me. Doc?
Doc?
Well, I'm sure I could talk about how I thoroughly enjoy inspiring others and being a good influence. But beyond that, I actually also enjoy seeing what I'm capable of. Because before I got into YouTube, I thought I had a pretty good handle on where my talents lie. I had been working a career as an accountant for several years by that point, and I had been married for a few years, and I had been building a pretty stable life, and yeah, I felt like I was doing pretty good for myself, but I was just curious, what else am I capable of doing? I mean, for many years, people have been telling me, you really ought to do something with your voice. You should get into radio or TV or just something, because...
A villain PA.
I was literally about to say that Dr. Wolf would make an amazing villain-like voice.
Yeah.
Scary. He's scary when he's angry.
I don't have to get angry in order to get scary, Lizzie, you know.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I am grateful that I was never fully satisfied with what I had already accomplished. I had never become complacent with what I already had. I kept feeling this itch to see what else I was capable of. And getting into YouTube beyond my accounting career showed me that I was capable of so much more if I just kept putting my mind to it. If I just kept saying, I wonder what else I could do. And yes, I do find that inspiring. I hope many other people find that inspiring too.
For me, it's, well, when you talk about inspiration, there's a quote by Salvador Dali. A true artist is not one who is inspired, but one who inspires others. So I think for that, for all 3 of us, I think we'd pretty say what inspires us is seeing other people happy. And if that's the result of stuff that we do, then that's a bonus. As far as YouTubers go, for me, that inspire myself, well, obviously the wonderful Dr. Wolf was a huge inspiration to me and still is.
Gosh, you're fangirling. I'm gonna rub this in so much for the rest of my time here. You know this.
Well, a little clarification that Dr. Wolf was one of the first Brony YouTubers I discovered, but one of the first analysts that I discovered as well, so it was big inspiration and influence on me. And artists, not just in the fandom, but in general, but my background is mainly in contemporary fine art, but so Salvador Dali, who I've already said, and you know, several others. But writers, especially like Terry Pratchett. Some of you guys will know Terry Pratchett. Is it Neil Gaiman or Gaiman?
I think it's Gaiman.
Gaiman?
Yeah, I think it is.
And then the classic ones like C.S. Lewis and all these other awesome, talented people that I would love to be able to emulate, but I'm not the best writer.
You're a lot more creative than me. If I had to pick a writer that I like to read, it would be Diana Wynne Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a fantasy sci-fi writer.
But for a big influence on me growing up was definitely animated movies, and you know, obviously growing up in the 90s, in the middle of the golden age of animation for Disney, obviously was a huge part of my life and still is. So one of the most influential movies for me, most of you will know, is probably not the best example, but it is my personal favorite. You can probably guess which one by my shirt. Doc, I am wearing a Disney's Hades t-shirt. So, and
you know, it's fine. A little dark, a little gloomy, and hey, full of dead people. What are you gonna do?
yeah, end up quoting Disney movies at each other, don't we?
Oh my gosh, we have not stopped Disney quoting since I've been
So
here.
it's kind of like being with me and Tarek then, isn't it?
Yes. Yep. Yes. I think we can move on to the next slide now. Moving on from that is, well, we've kind of said why, but why do we do what we do? So why do we post our content online? Why do we pretty much basically, we really put ourselves out there? And that's quite a bold step to do that. Not an awful lot of people feel comfortable doing.
No.
So, but why do we feel that it's worth it? What do we feel we get out of it personally? Not just what we're giving to others, but what do we get out of it? So, do you want to go with that?
Well, I mean, when I first started this out, I mean, originally I wanted to be a 2D animator. This was before I got married, before I met any of these wackos.
Excuse me.
Damn, best whack. Wait, that's not a good thing.
Let's be real here. I'm a pretty crazy person myself, so. I mean, I got a rainbow tattooed to my arm. Anyway. When I first started out, I wanted to be a 2D animator, and I got an associate's degree, and by that point, I got engaged to my husband, and from there, things kind of changed, and my goals in life kind of just reverted to, you know what, I just want to be happy, and I don't care what I'm doing. My Little Pony Generation 4 comes around, and I think, well, maybe this would be an opportunity for me to develop a portfolio, help me get a little notice, maybe get a job somewhere in my home state. Texas is not really well known for their 2D animation studios, let's be real. But during that's what first kind of pushed me forward, was to create a portfolio. And then I started doing reviews because I thought, hey, I'm a Generation 1 pony, according to my mother since I was a baby, according to me since I was 5. Because that's how far I remember. And as I was doing research about how to review properly and to improve my video work, I stumbled upon Dr. Wolf's channel, and his channel led to Silver Quill, and Silver Quill led to Sweetie Bloom and Eliora, Mad Munchkin, Golden Fox, all.
I'm not sorry.
Yeah, you're not sorry. And I realized that, oh, I'm not the only one doing this. And that inspired me to reach out, because I thought, hey, aside from my family and my husband, I don't have many friends. I don't have any friends. They're kind of still in high school, and we kind of drifted apart. And everybody else seemed to have interests that I do. Maybe I can reach out to them, and maybe we could collab together or something. Oh, I am so naive. I reached out to Doc first. I am a complete and total stranger. I thought he would be a nice person to meet and chat with, and maybe do a collab. And then that turned into him pushing me to the Rips Cafe, and that was it. And it wasn't until later on we did develop a friendship. But my point is after working with my friends and Maddie and several other people, other talented people in the YouTube community, I realized that even though it started out as a portfolio, I realized that I get more joy out of seeing people smile, especially children. I love seeing kids smile and talking about the show and TF2 Analysis Anarchy. I get a lot of comments from that. Just hearing that, it brings a smile to someone's face. Every other day, I get an email or a message from just a fan telling me that they had a terrible day. It was a terrible day at work or a terrible day at class. They got in a fight with their friends, whatnot, and they would watch our shows, whether it be mine or Dog's or Maddie's, and they would tell me how much it brightened their day. That's just a great feeling, just hearing that you made somebody happy, even for a few minutes.
Dr. Wolf, I know we've kind of covered a lot of this with what we said before, but if you want to elaborate more on why you do what you do and what helps to keep you motivated to keep going, and what, maybe just go into more detail on what you wish others get from what you do.
Well, I can admit that much like with Lightning Bliss,
we're past the misses.
I made a lot of friends online. I had very few friends before I got into the YouTube space, and now it feels like I have so many. I mean, especially when we come to conventions. I feel like I belong somewhere. I'm part of a group. I feel like I'm a good influence on them, and much like what Blissy and Maddie have said before, when they reached out to me to do a collab, that kind of was the tipping point that helped them to expand to pretty much everyone else within the reviewing and analysis community. So, yeah, I guess that's a really good feeling to know that whether directly or indirectly, I kind of helped others to bridge that gap too, to help them find friends, to help them develop lasting relationships and take their life in a new direction for so much better. So yeah, that is an inspiring feeling.
I think for me, doing all of this stuff that I do on YouTube and online in general, it helps me keep focus. I think most creative people, whether they be musicians, writers, visual artists, whatever, it's not just, creating is not just something that they enjoy doing, it's something that they need to do in order to help them process everyday life. And for me, that's definitely something that I needed. And what helps me stay motivated is, a lot of the stuff that Lucy and Doc have already said, just to make others happy, but also to say to them, hey, you can do this too. And it may be kind of scary for some, especially when you're just starting out, but what you get from it is so amazing. You can meet so many people that are in a similar boat to yourself, that you can work on projects that will end up being mutually beneficial. And what I mean by that is that you both get some experience out of it, and also, obviously, if you're working with other YouTubers, you'll expand your audience further. So, but what we actually, for me, what we get out of it, well, I get emotional every time I speak this, but without, because I've already said it to him face to face, but without the smile on the screen right now, I probably wouldn't be doing the job I'm currently doing. So, and there's so many people that I've met that I would never have met if I hadn't just gone, oh, Dr. Wolf, I wonder who this is, click. And, 5, whatever years down the line, yeah, it's bizarre what's happened.
So both of us are friends because of him.
It's his fault.
It's his fault. How does that make you feel, Doc?
So you're in Scotland because of him.
I'm in Scotland because of him.
And I'm in a relationship with someone in North Carolina because of him.
Wow.
It's, you know, it's just amazing, just taking that one bold step. You know, some people will know this phrase, step out of the boat, which is another way of saying step out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it can be safe, but sometimes being safe is boring. So sometimes you just have to be bold and take a risk, and I think that's what you have to do if you want to do YouTube or just like put your stuff out there. It's quite...
You have one life to live. You have one life to live. Live a little.
Again, you shouldn't be using technology like this. It's so stupid.
Oh, Maddie. Mary Sue, nobody asked you.
Well, you should, because I'm Mary Sue, and I have the
Mary
best
Sue.
answers ever.
Mary Sue, sit down or I will zap you.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm the best icon.
This is what it's like when we're in a room together. You slowly see smoke coming out of your ears. Yeah, and as you can see on screen, it's just more expansion on what we've kind of already touched on. I already said the quote earlier. A true artist is not one who is inspired, but one who inspires others. And you know, for us, that's what we want to do. Encourage people like you guys. Like a lot of you guys will have your own YouTube channels and will be doing similar things to what we are. And if you're not and you want to do that, you know, it's actually a lot easier than people realize. I mean, yeah, but
and yet you don't realize that you've actually made a difference, you know, until somebody actually tells you face to face.
It's coming to conventions like this, and you know, meeting the people that watch our content when they come to the table and say, "Hi, watch your stuff. I like your stuff. You're awesome. Whatever." Or, "I don't like your stuff. You need to work on it." You know, whatever. You know. But it makes it more real, and when we get that interaction, it makes all the hard work worth it, because all of this stuff, even the videos that we post that may only be a few minutes long, they can take weeks, if not longer, to work on, especially if you're like me, who doesn't really delegate well.
Or you're like me, and I don't know when to stop.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Dr. Wolf has anything to add to that. This is more like, do you find when you're at conventions and people approach you, do you find that really gives you some kind of what's the word? You get a feeling of accomplishment, maybe, or
maybe you're re-inspired by hearing other people.
Yeah.
I mean, what's it like for you, Doc, when people come up to you and they say they've been inspired by you?
I still get that feeling of, am I really supposed to be getting this much attention?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's kind of hard to ever get rid of that feeling entirely.
Do you sometimes feel a similar thing to myself? Do you sometimes feel that you don't deserve it?
We're not worthy!
At the same time, I do feel that it is a wonderful sense of purpose to know that I am making a difference in someone else's life. Whether it's in the small and simple ways, or whether it's through influencing them to take a stand on something that they've never felt compelled to do before. I've heard all kinds of stories, just beautiful, enriching, wonderful stories from people who feel like they've found a drive and a passion because of something I've said or something I've done, or just feeling as though they want to try to do what I've done. And even if they never reach that same level, they feel like they've discovered a new talent about themselves that they never knew existed before. And in many ways, yes, that is a good feeling. But I still get that sense of, am I worthy of that attention?
We're going to, the next part of this panel is a Q&A session, and a lot of these questions have come to us already via Twitter, so we're going to try and answer these, and hopefully if we have time we can take some questions from them as well. And we have no idea what's coming.
Oh my gosh, we don't. No. Uh-oh. No pressure.
Yeah, but I think a lot of the stuff that we've covered, we've kind of covered in other panels as well, or we've covered in videos actually as well, because this is a subject that comes up a lot, like, you know, what keeps you going, because like, people don't really see the behind the scenes of all this, and obviously, like, if you're doing other jobs on top of that, like the majority of us are, it's yeah, here he is. Yay!
Sorry for being late.
Oh my god, hardcore.
Charge.
Yes. This is what it's like. But we're going to move on to a Q&A session now. And now that our wonderful, glamorous, marvelous, mad yes.
Do we want to blow up Doc's face?
Yeah, change the screen so you can see Doc's beautiful face.
So you have to see mine for a bit though. Oh, we want to see that.
Oh, be nice. Be nice.
Sorry. Yeah, maybe it's up to myself, it's fine.
Aw.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh, it's swag, Doc.
Swag.
Swag. Aw, I took aw.
Well, if I have these on and I'm staring at the computer screen, you get this glare from the computer screen.
Yeah,
Now,
gotcha.
I need these glasses in order to help manage my headaches from staring at computer screens, but I can take them off for the Q&A.
It was like, quick, somebody play Uptown Funk. I'll never let it go, Doc.
Hey, it's a fun song!
I know.
If some of you haven't seen this, DRWolf did a lip sync to Uptown Funk.
Because nobody...
That's amazing thing.
The story behind that is, Doc invited me on a cruise with me and my husband, and I saw the craziest thing. Yeah. He started dancing to Uptown Funk, and I'm like, you're dancing. Nobody believed me, so I said he's got to do it at a lip sync battle, and he did. I'm so proud of him.
I know. I saw it. That was so much swag.
Yep. And we are ready for question number 1.
And I love that introduction.
Yes, I am still best Alicorn. Even though there's another Alicorn in the room.
Yes, indeed. Well, the first question we've got is actually from Craig Rendell, who's one of the staff members here. He's not in the room just now, so I'm going to be asking for him. And this question is to Mad Munchkin.
Oh no.
Oh, don't worry. It's a devious question. What is your favourite art style?
What's my favourite art style? As messy as possible. If I had to pick an artist style, I tend to veer towards I enjoy Gerald Scarf work, if anyone knows who that is, yay, I hope you do. If you don't, he was actually the production artist behind Disney's Hercules, but he's probably more well known as one of the most vulgar caricaturists on the planet. He also did the animation for Pink Floyd The Wall, and also the starter sequences for the shows Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. And his style is very, his line work is very, like, I want to use the word violent, but I don't mean that in a blood and gore sense. I mean in the fact that he kind of stabs the canvas very abruptly. But then I also enjoy Al Hirschfeld. And I bring these artists up quite a lot at these panels, but because they're the two most influential artists for me. And if you compare the two artist styles, they're completely different, because Al Hirschfeld is really smooth and it's very rounded, and Al Hirschfeld was also the production artist behind Disney's Aladdin. So that gives you a little bit more of a visual example of what I'm talking about. And because my background is more in contemporary fine art, I actually specialised in surrealism and things when I did my Bachelor Honours degree. And so I like looking at the more classic stuff as well as the more, digital illustration. Because even though that's what I do now, I still feel it's important to have a knowledge of the more traditional side of the art industry as well. I hope that answered your question, Caleb, who's not in the room.
It wasn't even Caleb, it was Craig.
His name's Craig, even I got the name wrong.
Isn't he looking after your table right now?
I'm smart.
Oh, don't worry, I know that, Amy, don't worry. Okay, we've actually got a question here for all of you, actually, and this is from, and I might butcher the name, so I do apologise, Palteus. And the question is, what is your favourite board game?
Oh, board games. Do I like board games? I don't think... Okay, I got one. It's very childish of me. I have no regrets. Jumanji.
That's a good choice.
Sorry.
That's a good choice.
Yeah, you're up.
This is how technology works.
Put the mic to your mouth and talk. Hi.
Thanks for the clarification. That's for everyone. So, what about you, Doc? What is your favourite video?
Board game.
Board game.
As far as board games go, I'm actually a big fan of Settlers of Catan.
Yes!
Woo! Yes!
What's the shape?
Never.
I'm surprised it wasn't Dominion. Oh wait, that's not a board game.
It's not a board game. Card games, then I would probably say Dominion, but if we're talking board games, then I'd say Settlers of Catan.
If we're talking card games, I'd say Prance.
France is especially fun, but I'm just not that fast.
Josh is.
Okay, what's your board game?
It's kind of a hybrid between a card game and a board game. It's a game called Sequence.
That's cheating.
I know it's kind of cheating, but it is a board game because there is an actual board involved.
Fine.
And it's basically kind of like Connect 4, except you have to put the pieces down according to a card. So you have to pick up a card, and if you have the right one, then you can make a sequence of 4 in a row. And if you do it before the other team twice in a row, then you win. The reason why it's my favourite game is not because of the game itself, but because when I play the game with my family, I always forget to pick up an extra card. And then they just kind of stare at me, and I'm like, what? And they all yell, card! Like really loud, and then okay. And it's just really funny. It's a have to be there moment, obviously, but I'm sure you guys will have similar situations to that, where a board game means more to you because of the people you play it with, rather than the game itself. Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'll tell you what, let's go for a question for Dr. Wolf.
Ooh, no pressure.
And here's the question, and this one is from Clayton Johnson. And his question is, Doctor, have you considered playing a Disney villain?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Your face, Doc, I love it.
That could be a yes.
Have I considered playing a Disney villain? Is that the question?
That is
Yes.
here, yep.
Technically, you did at WeddingCon.
Yes, I did play a Disney villain at WeddingCon. I got dressed up as Dr. Facilier.
Shadow Man.
I just found
I
it.
still got the hat in my closet if people want me to bring it out.
Yeah, resounding yes here.
I have to give you about 30 seconds.
Hey.
No worries.
By the way, he makes an amazing Dr. Facilier.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, and we are going to make him do it.
Yes, we are.
Because friendship is magic, and also we're very evil.
Yes, we are.
Friendship is evil.
It can be, sometimes.
It's like, Doc, you gotta do the song.
It's going to be worth it, trust us.
It's gonna be worth
It's
it.
going to be worth it. Yep. Just give him some time.
He lights up when he does villains. It's so much fun. Villains are fun to act out. And I know he is. So, Doc, now you have to do the thing.
Don't you disrespect me, little man. Don't you intimidate. You're in my world now, not your world. I got friends on the other side.
He's got friends on the other side. Brilliant. Love it.
So yes, I would have a lot of fun playing as a Disney villain.
Excellent. Okay. Next question, please.
Oh, no worries. Well, here we've got a question from Jessica McCartney, and this is for Lightning Bliss.
Oh, okay.
And this might possibly get a reaction out of Maddie as well, which is what is your thoughts on other Alicorn OCs?
What's my thought on other Alicorn OCs? Oh my. Yeah, you better be sinking.
Yeah. Retreat.
Well, see, here's the thing. I realize being an Alicorn OC, I'm kind of being an ambassador for them right now because a lot of people seem to think it is bad to have an Alicorn OC. They're Mary Sis.
I am so sorry.
Long story short, Maddie did make a video about why she doesn't like Mary Sue's. This was long ago, though, and it wasn't meant to be taken too seriously. Unfortunately, people did. It happens. The thing is, though, there really is there's nothing wrong with having an Alicorn OC just as much as there's nothing wrong with having a talking wolf as an OC, or a changeling OC, a hybrid OC, a black and red, a red and black, it doesn't matter. And what ends up being a good OC is how you write them. Because at the end of the day, if people can't relate to your character, then people are going to have a hard time accepting it. That's what I've discovered. But I should also stress, because I am not a professional writer, and I'm not even considered a professional character maker. As long as you're happy with the OC you create, don't let other people tell you otherwise. And this goes the same thing for having an Alicorn. Yes, I would say there are rules to having an Alicorn OC, but that's for me. This is my opinion. Does it make it right? No, it's an opinion. Opinions are not right nor wrong. Now, if you want me to go into facts, well, again, I'm not a professional writer. If I were to say what goes into making a good Alicorn OC, well, at best, try not to make them overpowered. Try to avoid making them immortal. Try to make them not be they can do no wrong, whether in the good or the bad. Mary Sue is the definition of a Mary Sue. She does no wrong. She's perfect in everything, and she makes it vocally clear. Anything to say?
I'm not a performing monkey.
Well, I could be a performing monkey, Maddie. I can sound like a Mary Sue because guess what? I'm best Alicorn. I'm a Mary Sue.
Just to elaborate on that really quickly. I know that was your question, but really quick. That video was made almost 5 years ago, and that video, it was mainly about writing a character, not necessarily going after Alicorn OCs in general. That was just an easy target I went after at the time. So, but yeah, as far as how I feel about other Alicorn OCs, I honestly think, you know, you can have whatever kind of Alicorn OC you want, because one of my favourite people on the planet has an Alicorn OC, so it's fine.
I say.
Well, I was under pressure because you had your head on my shoulder.
No, yeah.
Oh, no worries. Want another question? Let's have a look. Okay then, we've got a question from the Brony Otaku, which is, once I get rid of the low battery warning on my phone, which is not a question I want to answer. What is one question that the fandom has that you would most like the show writers to answer?
Ooh. Okay, I got one. Where's Scorpan?
Oh, yeah. Scorpan. Where is Scorpan? Seriously? I want to explain who Scorpan is, because some people might not know who Scorpan is.
Okay, if anyone paid attention to Generation 4, when Tyrek invaded Equestria, he had a brother named Scorpan, who went back on him and did not want to harm the ponies, and informed Celestia and Luna about his brother's plans, and then went back to his own world. In Generation 1, Scorpan was a slave to Tyrek, and later turned into a prince. Don't ask me why. Where's Scorpan?
That's the main question. Where is Scorpan?
Okay, Doug, what did you want the show to answer?
I want to know where Spike came from.